Florida Gators. To the Florida Gators. Another team. 3 straight teams with a new head coach. And as much as I despise the Florida Gators, I love this hire. John Summerall coming off of an AAC championship year where they beat North Texas. Their coach also got hired in the Big 12. Go check that out. But, man, John Summerall at Troy, back-to-back Sun Belt championships. Went to Tulane, got him an AAC championship. Can he possibly win an SEC championship at Florida? Who knows? But the track record shows that where he goes, he gets him a conference championship. And then, so he brings over offensive coordinator Buster Faulkner, who is Georgia Tech's offensive coordinator from 2023 to 2025. So the 3 years that Haynes King was there, which is important because his quarterback will be because of that. The defensive coordinator is Brad White, who is defensive coordinator and outside linebackers coach at Kentucky from 2018 to 2025. So, hey, man, way to transfer up because, boy, I know it was sad in Kentucky for some years. You had some good years, though. Definitely. And I will say the defense at Kentucky was kind of always solid to me. You know, they just got a tight back quarterback. Will Levis, Devin Leary. I'm just not going to say nothing else. Oh, my God. I can keep going. Cutter Bowley. Oh, gosh. Kentucky quarterbacks. But anyway, Florida is coming. But I will say this, though. Florida is coming off a head coach who had tons of success in the Sun Belt and Billy Napier, who I was also high on, but unfortunately did not do well. He had one good year with Graham Mertz, not last year, but 2 years ago. And it wasn't even like great. It was like mid. I think it was like 7-5 or 8-4. And they beat the mess out of Tulane in the Gasparilla Bowl because Darian Mensah immediately left Tulane for Duke, which worked out for him because he won himself an ACC championship at Duke, and Tulane won the AAC championship with Jake Reslav. But Florida, man, coming off a 4-8, 2-6 season, horrible. Again, fired Billy Napier. They still returned 9 starters, though. 4 on offense, 2 of them being O-linemen, and 5 on defense. Now, they lost DJ. DJ went to Baylor, which was a big loss because he was their big get under Billy Napier, the big 5-star quarterback that was looking to change things at Florida, but unfortunately did not. But, Joe, talk to me about Florida.
Yeah, new coach, John Summerall, like you said, 43-12 record with Troy and Tulane. So, and like you said, he brought both of those programs to heights they never been to before. So that's good right there. And I like their running back unit. I know we're going to get to like returning and transfer, stuff like that. But I think they got some good skill players over there.
Yeah, I think so too. I will correct you. Maybe Troy. I'm not sure if Troy won the Sun Belt ever before John Summerall. Tulane, however, did win the AC with Willie Fritz because with Clayton Tune. No, Clayton Tune was Houston. Michael Pratt and Mekhi Hughes. But we'll move on. We got to talk about the main returner, Jaden Ball, running back. The main guy for Florida who went 220 carries, 1,170 yards, 5.3 carry, 8 touchdowns. Man's a baller. I'm expecting big things from him this year again. Then they bring back Vernell Brown III, a receiver who had 40 catches, 512 yards. They bring back Miles Graham, a linebacker who had 76 total tackles, 36 solos, 2 sacks, and 4 pass breakups. Bryce Thornton, a safety, had 56 total tackles, 31 solos, a sack, 6 pass breakups, a pick, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and a scoop and score. Jaden Robinson, a linebacker who had 51 total tackles, 29 solos, 2 sacks, 3 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. The also controversial Cormani McClain at cornerback. They bring him back, 17 total tackles, 10 solos, a pass breakup, and a pick. And Jamari Lyons, a defensive lineman with 18 total tackles and 6 solos. And I want to say this, Cormani McClain isn't really necessary. Well, he did kind of bring some of the controversy on himself from some of the things he said with his departure with Colorado, but it was just a lot of controversy. I'm glad it's kind of over with and the kid can just focus on college football and, you know, trying to be the best Cormani he can, trying to pursue his dreams. I would believe, or I would think, which is to be a player at the next level. But, yeah, it was a lot of controversy with this. But to go into some guys they lost, DJ Lagway, like I said, transferred to Baylor. He went 213 to 337, 63.2% completion percentage, 2,264 yards, 16 touchdowns. Now, can't harp on this enough. 14 interceptions, which was, I think, like tied second in the country. Can't have it. It was a big reason why Florida was losing games last year. I remember the LSU game being specifically like super close. And of course, they lost. They had like 5 turnovers. What do you want to do with 5 turnovers? It's just they were kind of Arkansas-esque in terms of a bunch of turnovers leading to losses. Um, but he also had 136 rushing yards and another one on the ground. They lost to Michael Sturdivant, a receiver who's on the Packers, 27 catches, 406 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Hayden Hanson, a tight end, transferred to Oklahoma, 30 catches, 254 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Trey Wilson, or Eugene Wilson, who transferred to LSU, a receiver with 27 catches, 239 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jordan Castell, a defensive back, transferred to Kentucky, 54 total tackles, 28 solos, and 2 picks. Sharif Denson, a safety who transferred to Ole Miss, 52 total tackles, 39 solos, and a pass breakup. Tyreek Sapp, a defensive end on the Browns, 34 total tackles, 12 solos, and a sack. Caleb Banks, a D tackle on the Vikings, 6 total tackles, 2 solos, and a fumble recovery. Makai Baru, D tackle transfer to Ole Miss, 20 total, 7 solos, 2 sacks, and a pick. And George Gums Jr., edge rusher on the Colts, 31 total tackles, 14 solos, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Anything you want to talk about, Joe?
I know you talked about the running back, Jaden Ball was a big return. They got him as first team all selections, and they got the preseason rankings and stuff. They got him first team.
All SEC.
Yeah, and which is good. Did you mention Ben Hanks the third?
No, and I was also going to mention Dallas Wilson, but not.
Okay. Yeah, another cornerback who's really good. I think it's a good return for them too. So they brought back some good pieces. But like I said, they got some good skill players. They brought back some, like you said, some like Vernell Brown III. Did you mention Vernell Brown III?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right, and Dallas Wilson, right? I know you probably mentioned.
I was going to bring up Dallas Wilson.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Florida. Let's see what they're gonna do with the new coach.
Man. Hope they don't do good because forget Florida. But let's see. Florida.
I know they beat us last year.
I called that too.
You did.
I called it. My boy was like, "You guys beating Texas?" I said, "In the swamp, yes." But they have the 18th overall recruiting class, 30th in transfers with 29, namely Aaron Philo coming over from Georgia Tech. Which Aaron Philo had some games we had to step in not only last year but 2 years ago with Haynes King battling injuries. He did okay. I know he lost the game they lost the game. Did they lose or did they? I think they might have barely pulled it out actually 2 years ago against NC State. I know they lost last year, but Aaron Philo didn't play in that game. That was all Haynes King. But last year he went 21-28, 75% completion percentage, 373 yards, a touchdown, a pick at Georgia Tech. Again, following his OC over to Florida. Eric Singleton Jr. Now, if you remember, he was at Georgia Tech with Buster Faulkner 2 years ago before he went to Auburn last year, and he thrived with Buster Faulkner. So he's reunited with his host. His OC, who had 58 catches, 534 yards, and 3 touchdowns at Auburn. I should have wrote his Georgia Tech stats to be honest, but that was his stats last year. They bring over Kanye Clark, a cornerback from UCLA, who had 23 total tackles, 16 solos, 2 pass breakups, and 4 fumble. Jordy Lowry, a cornerback from ECU, who had 27 total tackles, 23 solos, 4 pass breakups, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And Lakota Dupree, a tight end from JMU, who had 17 catches, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Any transfers you want to talk about, Joe?
Yeah, over 700 yards both years at Georgia Tech. This is good.
Yep.
But I think Eric Singleton Jr. was probably the biggest one. I thought that was good pickup. And I like the 2 line. They brought in 2 starting offensive linemen. You got Emeka, I can't even pronounce his last name, and you got TJ Shannon Jr. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I know, like you said, I lost DJ Lagway. I don't know too much about the Aaron Philo. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. What I've been seeing, what I've looked up about him was that he's a very efficient passer, basically.
Yeah, he's not like Haynes King was like the super athletic one, who also could throw the ball, but Aaron Philo is not as athletic as Haynes King. He's more of from what I remember, it was more of a drop back guy. So
okay,
but some numbers. Again, taken with a grain of salt for the 3rd time because it's the 3rd straight new coaching staff. But to give you a glimpse of the season last year,
that's crazy.
The turnover for the SEC episode, I was like, I still got to keep going. But 102nd in total offense, 70th in total defense, tied 109th in scoring offense, 68th in scoring defense, 91st in passing, tied 76th in pass defense, 91st in rushing, 76th in rush defense, 114th on 3rd down conversions, 117th in 3rd down conversions on defense, tied 12th in red zone offense, tied 16th in red zone defense, but 79th in turnover margin. Now let's get to the schedule where they take on Caden Velkamp, who actually led the country in interceptions last year with 17 picks, and the FAU Owls, where I have this as a win.
W.
All right. They will then take on first two games easy out the gates. The Campbell Camels, which is a W.
Campbell Camels. W.
Hey, my the athletic trainer dude that I was working with at Michigan State went to Campbell, I think. So salute to Campbell. But
shout out to him.
At Auburn, shout out Q, by the way, if you listen. Hope you're doing great, my boy. I seen Q was with Team USA, I think, at one point. So salute to Q. One of the smartest people I know.
Okay.
At Auburn, as mentioned, I have this as an L.
Ooh, I got this. Oh yeah, you're right. I got it as a W, as mentioned.
Yep. Then they go from Auburn to back at the Swamp against Ole Miss. And I got this as an L. I know it's the Swamp, but I got it as an L.
I actually got it as a W.
The Swamp is tricky, but I got it as an L.
I got Trinidad and I'm struggling early in the season against them. So yeah.
I don't know. Trinidad and them boys got some Pete Golden, Trinidad, Kewan Lacey, got some chemistry there. But yeah, I got it as an L. But we move on to at Mizzou, where I think Florida gets back on track with a win.
I got an L.
We want to talk about Mizzou. Because you kind of getting me to spoil you, and I don't want to spoil you. I got it as a W against Mizzou. All right, after Mizzou, they back at the Swamp. And I ain't going to lie to y'all, probably air with fandom on this one. Because I can't give us 3 straight losses to Florida. We ain't played Florida in 2 years. And the last 2 times we played Florida, we lost. One of them with Ricky Pearsall and Graham Mertz. They came back down double digits and beat us. I was sick at South Carolina. Got it as a loss. You probably got it as a win, and I definitely respect it and understand it. But I'm telling y'all now, this is probably a fandom pick. I got an L.
I got a W.
All right. Hey, look, I already knew it. I just couldn't have 3 straight. I can't do it. Then they go from the Swamp to Austin, Texas. Got an L. I think Texas gets their revenge.
Exactly. It's get back right here. L.
All right. And then they go from Texas to the world's largest bar party. Or I think it's the world's largest bar party. But this year it's not in Jacksonville. It's in Atlanta. They take on the Georgia Bulldogs. And if you remember last year, that game came down to Georgia having to convert a big third down. This game is always close for whatever reason. I said it last year. For whatever reason, it's always close. I do have this as an L, but I think it's another good game.
I got it as an L too.
All right. As I look up the name of the Georgia-Florida rivalry, I know it's the world largest something, but I want to say it's the bar party. But they take on Oklahoma back at the Swamp. I got them beating Oklahoma.
I got them losing.
Yeah, I think the Swamp get tricky game for me is the Oklahoma game. So we'll move on from the Swamp to on the road to Kentucky. Well, I got this as a win.
I got this as an L.
We're gonna have to talk about this Kentucky game too, man. It's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. That's what it's called.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
World's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah, I knew it was the world's largest something. I can't remember it. But we take after Kentucky, we back at the Swamp where they play Vanderbilt. I had this as a win.
W.
And then the last game of the year, a rivalry game against Florida State on the road.
W.
I got them winning 4 straight to finish the season. So I got Florida finishing 7-5, 4-5. Still taking the under 7.5 win total from the Gators.
We got the same record.
Yeah, the South Carolina game and the Mizzou game is where we switch, I think.
Yeah, 7-5, 4-5.
Oh, no, it's another game too, though. Oh, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, because you got them beating Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And you got them losing to Oklahoma. I got them beating Oklahoma and losing to Ole Miss. So, yeah, it's a 4-game difference. But it all worked out to 7-5.
The first time we agreed on the record.
Yep. But, yeah, got the under for sure. But we'll move on.